Los Alamos, New Mexico, August 21st, 1945. 5 years into the Manhattan Project, one of the most dangerous and infamous scientific undertakings of all time. The building of the atomic bomb. Harry K. Dalian was a scientist handpicked to work on it.
Hi.
Earlier that day, Dalian and his colleagues had come close to a scientific breakthrough, but they were forced to quit early for an evening work party. Impatient, Dalian snuck back on his own. Dr. Daniela Monaldi, a leading expert on nuclear science, explains.
Dalian decided to go back to the laboratory after hours to try a new arrangement that he had thought of. Not only did he go back against regulations to the lab after hours, but he then went by himself, which was another breach of regulations.
In fact, this was a strict breach of military protocol, but Dalian wasn't going to let this opportunity slip away or into someone else's hands.
Is there ego among scientists? Tremendous ego.
Professor Arnold S. Dion has been investigating the career of Harry Dalian and the team behind the Manhattan Project for over 40 years.
These are the guts of atom bombs they're dealing with. They are, in many ways, testing the bomb worthiness of these fissionable cores.
The guts of these bombs were made of a radioactive metal known as plutonium, a substance that is so powerful it can fuel a nuclear chain reaction. Dalian was attempting to calculate just how much plutonium was needed to trigger this event. Here is how the experiment worked. Plutonium naturally releases neutrons. These neutrons split atoms. If you surround plutonium with bricks of tungsten carbide, the neutrons bounce off the bricks, back into the plutonium, causing more and more atoms to split. It all creates a nuclear chain reaction, the key to an atomic bomb. Dalian would keep adding these metal bricks until a nuclear reaction was imminent. However, he would have to stop short of actually causing one, or the results would be devastating.
He's getting high up on the cubicle, and he picks up a full brick.
In earlier tests, he had built a 4-layer assembly, but this failed to create a chain reaction. Now, pushing the limits of his experiment, he piled another layer on, causing many more atoms to split. The radiation monitors sounded their alarm. He was seconds away from a full-blown atomic reaction.
The monitors are telling him, don't put that brick down. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. This shouldn't have happened this early.
And then, the unthinkable. The brick slips from his grasp. A chain reaction has begun.
Doctor?
Instinctively, he puts his hand back into the lethal assembly, but was it too late?
A brick fell from his hand and fell right on top of the plutonium in such a way that it caused the setup to reach criticality.
Criticality, the tipping point of a nuclear chain reaction, which has now delivered a dose of radiation to Dalian's hand, equivalent to 260 X-rays, 8 times the lethal dose.
He immediately said to himself, I was stupid to do this. I shouldn't have done this.
Doctor? Is everything all right?
According to radiation biologist Dr. Doug Borum, Dalian was anything but all right.
When Harry was standing there, many atoms split instantaneously, and that amount of radiation that came off was an acute dose to his body, and his cells can't handle that kind of pulse of energy.
Unaware of the accident, scientist Joan Hilton arrives to continue her own work. As Dalian is leaving the facility, he stops her on the stairs. Hilton quickly understands the gravity of the situation.
His hands started tingling. It was getting rapidly worse. He was very anxious.
His hand was closest to the source. It got a huge amount of radiation, and his cells started dying through a process called necrosis. The membranes start breaking down, they start leaking out the cellular contents, everything falls apart, and all the stuff, what we call the intracellular milieu, sort of leaks out.
But his hand is the least of his problems. Dalian's gut lining is now undergoing full-blown radiation poisoning.
The cells in your body that are harmed the most from radiation are cells that are rapidly dividing.
When radiation hits the cells in your body, it damages their DNA. Cells that need to be regenerating cannot. This is most deadly in the gut lining. If cells cannot regenerate here, they can no longer protect the stomach from corrosive enzymes.
Your whole intestinal system will fall apart because ultimately it's full of acids and all sorts of enzymes, so you eat your insides out and you die.
For the next 26 days, Harry Dalian's body continues to self-destruct. On September 15th, 1945, Dalian slips into a coma. At 4:30 p.m., he dies.
Not a very good way to go. Very painful and very bad.
Although Dalian's death is certainly curious and unusual, it remains a relatively forgotten footnote in the building of the atom bomb.